Michigan fans? Welcome back to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just doing a little Foolish Thoughts recap of Michigan's 87-63 win over Maryland. This is the second time Michigan has played Maryland, and the first time was New Year's Eve in Maryland. About the same result happened there as it did here, but today was a completely different game. I'll get to that in a few minutes. If you didn't see the start of the game, Michigan started out on fire. Isaiah Livers, Mike Smith were just draining three-pointers. In fact, Michigan went, I think, 8 of 15 on threes in the first half and had a 42-25 point lead at halftime. Again, I love it. They just hit like a three. Franz Wagner did right at the end. Just the main takeaway, I would say, from the first half versus last game versus Minnesota. Obviously, Eli Brooks returned. Huge return, right? So then the team and the rotation is all reset to where it was for the first 10 games, 11 games of the season, whatever it was. And so then Brooks is back, and so Chauncey Brown can come off the bench, and so on. Now, Michigan was on fire on threes, and they were passing the ball extremely well around the perimeter and finding wide open shooters. That's the biggest difference in this game, was they were hitting their threes and moving the ball well to take advantage of Maryland's slower defense. It just was really nice to watch. The assists, well, last time I checked, I forgot to look right at the end. I think they had 24 assists in the game, and that was with a couple minutes left. So they might have added one or two more with the scrubs, and just outstanding ball movement. And just, it's wonderful when you can see like a 3-on-2 fast break, and Brooks passes it to the middle to Livers, who's running down the lane, who passes off to Brandon Johns for an easy, uncontested layup. It's just nice to see that unselfishness, and that's what you see from this team. They don't really care who is clicking. They don't care who gets the shot. They just want the team to win. Tonight, Livers was on fire, like I said. I think he was 4 or 5 on three-pointers, 6 of 6 on free throws, 20 points. Wagner, he was kind of a little, not gaudy in his stats, but he finished with 19 points. 15 points. He had 9 in the first half, and he finished with 15 for the game. And you had Mike Smith with 11. He was like 3 on 3 from three-pointers in the first half. You also, the bench scoring was outstanding. Johns had 11. Davis had 9. But there you have 20 points off the bench, and Brown had 6 more. So 26 points off just those 3 players off the bench. But it just kind of is a little underlining concern to me. Hunter Dickinson has been very handled defensively the last 2 times he's played a team for the second time. Versus Minnesota, his stats went down from 28 points and 8 rebounds in the first game to 9 points and 5 rebounds, so a difference of 19 points. Obviously, Michigan got blown out. Tonight, he had 0 points in the first half. He only finished with 3 points and 4 rebounds. The first time he played Maryland, 26 points and 11 rebounds. So 23 fewer points tonight and 19 fewer points versus Minnesota. The double team is impacting him. And sometimes where he was getting those contested shots, they would fall in. Now he's not getting those. They're not falling in, and he's getting little open hooks, and he's missing those. He just looks off, and maybe it is kind of a little bit of the freshman hitting the wall a little bit because he had to play so many big-time minutes early, right? I'm hopeful that now that Austin Davis is back, and they've really used Davis a ton in the second half when they were just resting Dickinson. I'm not saying Dickinson played like 30, 35 minutes. No, he didn't. When the stat line comes out, I bet he didn't play more than 25 minutes in the game, if that. So, and then Johns came in and was effective too. So it's just interesting to see how this happens when Michigan plays a team for the second time. They seem to be able to, so far, it's only a small sample size, don't get me wrong, but it seems like they have a game plan that eliminates Hunter Dickinson's offensive efficiency. Now, he still can obviously dish the ball back out. There's a double team. He dishes off to the three-point line. And usually that three-point shooter is not open, but they have to dish it to one guy who's usually open. So from inside to outside to like another corner or the top of the key, and or the arc, I should say, and then they'll get a wide-open three-pointer. So he still has an impact on the game, but he's not scoring like he was. And I don't know if Michigan cares, really. Honestly, you won by, 24 points. And your starting center, who's your high scorer on the season, had 3. So you might say, and I am concerned a little bit, but you might say, what's the big deal? Because other people scored. And that's very true. It's wonderful when you have your high scorer on the season gets 3 points and you win by 20 to 24 points. So it is what it is. This team is just fun to watch. A nice stat they put up there was that Juwan Howard's team improved now to 30-0 when they outshoot a team percentage-wise. So they shot just a little over 51%, and I think Maryland had in the 40%, low 40s. So Michigan really shot the ball very well. Free throws, too, man. I love how this team shoots free throws. I think it was 17 out of 22 or something like that. My stat could be terribly wrong. But the only ones to miss free throws were Austin Davis, went 1 of 4, and Jace Howard went 1 of 2. Maybe one other person missed a free throw in there, but this team shoots very well at free throws. That's going to be a big plus when we get into some tight games where you're going to have to hit clutch free throws, when you're being fouled on purpose, to send you to the line. One other thing I did like about the TV broadcast they brought up was when Michigan gets up on you by double digits, it's like their defense in the half court is just so tight. It's like you just cannot seem to make ground on them. And they get back on defense so they don't give up many fast break points. It's like Michigan really makes you earn the points you get. And that just proves again how good Minnesota played on Saturday when they blew out Michigan. So credit to Minnesota for that game. Another win, another fun win. It's wonderful when you get to see the scrubs kind of get in at the end of the game. And this time I think the scrubs actually outscored the other scrubs. That's always nice. Normally Michigan kind of loses some of their lead. I think they actually built the lead this time. You had Williamson, who isn't totally really a scrub. He played some good minutes early in the season. He got a 4-ish points, I think, and Howard got a free throw and such. So it was really good. Another win. Setting up a game Friday. Yes, Friday is going to be the game versus Purdue. And if you didn't see it, Purdue came back on an 8-1 run and beat Ohio State to improve to 6-3, I think it is, in the Big Ten. So that's a big game on Friday. It's at Purdue, and the Purdue Boilermakers are playing very well. We'll see how that game goes. Hopefully Michigan can start hot like they did tonight. A complete role reversal of Michigan versus Minnesota tonight as Michigan dominates and blows out Maryland. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate the comments. If you have any, let me know. Put them in the box below. And as always, I like to get the new subscribers. Appreciate those as well. Until I see you guys next time, probably after the the Purdue game. Go Blue!